Heartland is ending Amy Fleming's story in Season 20. But the show isn't positioning itself like a series saying goodbye. It's positioning itself like a series handing something off. Who is being set up to carry this franchise after Amy leaves? Why have the last two seasons been quietly moving Jack and Lou out of the center of the story and putting the next generation in their place? And what does it mean when a show that's been built around one woman since 2007 spends its final chapter making sure someone else is ready to ride? Let's break down everything being set up heading into Heartland's final season. Before we get into it, if you're new here, I'd really appreciate it if you considered subscribing. We cover every major development in long-running drama series the moment it happens, and what Heartland is building in Season 20 is about much more than a goodbye. Okay, let's start with the foundation, because what's happening in this final season only makes sense if you understand how deliberately this show has been transferring weight over the last several years. Heartland premiered on CBC in 2007. It's one of the longest-running dramas in Canadian television history. Set in the foothills of the Alberta Rockies, filmed in Calgary, High River, and Millerville, the show built its entire identity around Amy Fleming and her extraordinary ability to heal troubled horses. She was 17 when the show started. She grew up on screen. She fell in love, got married, became a mother, became a widow, and spent nearly 2 decades proving that the heart of this show was never really about the ranch. It was about her. Amy's daughter, Lyndy Borden, played by twins Ruby and Emanuela Spencer, has been growing up on this show in real time. And for the last several seasons, the show has been doing something very specific with her. It's been building her horse talent. Season 16 included a specific note in the CBC's own description of the season. Amy's daughter Lyndy would follow in her mother's footsteps as her talents with horses began to develop. Not that Lyndy liked horses, that she was developing her mother's specific gift. Season 19 gave that arc its most visible moment so far. Lyndy's love for horses blossomed across the season. She entered her first 4-H competition. It didn't go perfectly, but that's exactly how Amy's journey with horses began. Through difficulty, through unexpected challenges, through the discovery that being good at something doesn't mean it's always easy. The show has been writing Lyndy's relationship with horses the same way it once wrote Amy's. That's not accidental. And while Lyndy's arc has been building quietly, the show has also been doing something equally deliberate with the generation above her. In Season 19, Jack accepted hearing aids. He started trusting other people to protect and care for the ranch rather than doing it himself. Lou started thinking about loans, about what comes next financially, about the business beyond her own direct management of it. The Cinemaholic confirmed it directly. Lou and Jack are finally starting to let go of the reins. That phrase is not metaphorical on a horse ranch. It's the most specific possible way to describe what the show is doing. The people who have anchored Heartland from the beginning are stepping back, and the people behind them are being moved into position to step forward. Katie Fleming Morris, played by Bay McPherson, made her own significant choice in Season 18. She turned down the arts high school in Vancouver. She chose to stay at Heartland, and she chose to keep Dodger, the rescue horse she'd fallen for during the season. Up Faith and Family's Season 19 recap described her in 3 words: a future wide open. That's not a supporting character description. That's a show pointing at someone it intends to use. Georgie Fleming Morris, played by Alicia Newton, is confirmed to be returning for Season 20. Georgie has already gone through her own complete arc on this show. She came in as a troubled teenage girl, grew into an Olympic-level competitor, and spent the last few seasons navigating what comes after the peak. Her return in Season 20 isn't just nostalgia. It's a show bringing its most developed next-generation character back at the exact moment it's trying to establish what the next generation of Heartland looks like. Here's the rehook, because the detail that ties all of this together is something the show has done before. Every single time, one of its major characters has moved on. Heartland has never let someone leave without establishing who steps into the space they leave behind. When Mallory left, the show accelerated Katie's arc. When Georgie's story reached its peak, the show deepened Lou's. Every departure has been paired with an arrival, not of a new character but of an existing character who'd been quietly growing into a larger role. Amy leaving isn't the end of Heartland's DNA. It's the show doing what it always does when a chapter closes. Finding the next one. The YouTube channel that first flagged this setup in December 2025 described it precisely. Amy leaves Heartland for Nathan as the 20th and final season of the show gets ready to establish a brand new lead for the future of the franchise. A brand new lead for the future of the franchise. That's not describing a finale. That's describing a handoff. Whether that leads to a spin-off, a continuation, or simply the end of season 20 setting up a character who could carry things forward if CBC chose to, the structural work is already being done. Lyndy is developing Amy's gift. Katie has chosen to stay and has her own horse. Georgie is back. Lou and Jack are stepping back. And season 20's official announcement described the Bartlett-Fleming family coming together like never before. That's the language of a show finding its next identity, not closing the door on the old one. So here's where season 20 stands. Heartland's 20th and final season premieres, Sunday, October 4th, 2026 on CBC and CBC Gem. Filming is already complete, wrapped in the Calgary area between May and August of this year. The show has been running continuously since 2007, making it one of the longest original dramas in Canadian television history. Amber Marshall's Amy Fleming has been at the center of every single one of those seasons. Season 20 is closing that chapter, and everything around it suggests the show is simultaneously opening a door for whatever comes next. So tell me what you think. Is Lyndy the natural next center of this franchise? Or does the show belong to the whole Bartlett-Fleming family equally? And does season 20 leave things open enough for a continuation? Or is this genuinely the final ride? Drop your take in the comments. I want to hear what you think the future of Heartland looks like. And if you want every update as season 20 unfolds this fall, go ahead and subscribe. I'd really appreciate having you here for it. See you for the premiere.